What's up, everybody? My name is Brad, and today I've got another book review for you guys, and I'm going to be talking about Nightfall by Daniel Barnett. This is volume 1 in his Nightmareland Chronicles series. I did receive this as an ACR from the author for review consideration, so thanks to Daniel for sending this my way. I really appreciate it. I'm going to go ahead and read the synopsis for you guys. I'm going to read it off the computer since it's got the bar across there. And then I'll get into my thoughts and everything about the book. Tomorrow died on the last morning of May. There were those who saw it happen, who watched the shadow fall, who felt the chop of the guillotine as the world lost its head. Everyone else witnessed only the aftermath, for the event itself lasted no longer than a moment. They stepped outside from windowless rooms, they climbed up from crowded subways, they pulled back the blinds to let in the sun, and found the nightmare waiting for them. For the dark is only the beginning. So for this, I basically went into this completely blind. I was unfamiliar with Daniel Barnett and his work. I never heard of him before. I didn't really know what the synopsis was about. I didn't read it. What drew me into this was the title, Nightfall. It sounds mysterious and ominous. And then the gorgeous cover art on here. I don't know how well that'll show up. Painted by Daniel Sarah. Wraps around, there's like a face over here in the trees. But Daniel Sarah, I think he's done the cover for the Rust Maidens by Gwendolyn Keist. I think he does like the special edition Paul Tremblay books, if I'm not mistaken. So the cover art mixed with the title drew me in, and I'm really glad that I reached out to Daniel to try to get a copy of this because I was completely blown away. Daniel's writing is awesome. Chef kiss to the writing. And this is definitely was my biggest surprise for the first half of 2020. It is a post-apocalyptic story, but it's unlike your normal run-of-the-mill stories. There's no zombies, there's no nuclear war, there's no deadly virus going around, at least as far as we know with the story so far. This one, as the synopsis said, the sun just blinks out. So try to imagine that. You go outside one morning, you wake up early to watch the sunrise, and that big, bright, glowing sphere in the sky, it starts to crest over the horizon, and then all of a sudden, it just blinks out of existence. Suddenly, inexplicably, you're plunged into darkness, and you have no idea why. You don't know what's going on. It's like the great big light switch in the sky was just turned off. In the blink of an eye, you go from the bright sunshine, morning day, to pitch black darkness. How would you react to that? I would like to think I would go into like protective mode, get my family together, start protecting my house and stuff, because things are going to devolve into anarchy really quick. Or maybe you'd be on the opposite side of that. Maybe your mind would snap and you'd fall into insanity, because the one constant thing that we as humans can depend upon, the rising of the sun every day, the daylight hours, if that's gone, I feel like that would make a lot of people just mentally break. So that's sort of the world that we're in, the story we're getting, that the sun is gone, no one knows why, it just instantly happened, and you either have the strong who are going to try to protect and survive, or you're going to have the people who just mentally snap and don't know how to cope and handle it, and just anarchy is going to reign. For this, we follow John Hawthorne. He's the silent, brooding type who seems to have skeletons in his closet. And for this, when the darkness falls, John sets out to meet up with, basically it seems like the only person that he either cares about or that sort of cares about him, and that is Mariah, the local bartender. They seem to have a bit of a relationship going on. So John starts to set out to find Mariah amid all this chaos that's going on. He comes into contact with men and women who have, started to snap. They're right on the knife's edge of, staying sane or slipping and falling down into insanity. There's a lot of dark dangers and threats going on that he has to deal with in the here and now in the setting that he's in. But as the story progresses on and on, it sort of seems like he might have demons from his past that are going to be coming after him and slowly snipping, at his boot heels. So that's sort of the situation we're in. I like John. He's, like I said, sort of the stoic, silent type. There's some really brutal scenes in here with him and some other people. I won't go into those for spoiler reasons. But yeah, it's definitely dark and gruesome and has some brutal moments to it. Being that this is a volume 1, it is just sort of a snapshot, sort of the tip of the iceberg for the story we are going to be getting. But it is a full story. It's complete. It does have a beginning, middle, and end. There's not really a big cliffhanger in here, though it does sort of tease things that are yet to come. It's mysterious. We don't get all the answers here. And there are things that are sort of alluded to that will be happening on down the line. But to the writing, Daniel Barnett's prose, it's both beautiful and poignant, and his words paint vivid, dark, and gruesome imagery across the page. And probably my favorite thing about it was his actual writing. I did enjoy the story. It does sort of, does the world building and getting to know the characters. So it is a little slow, not that that's a negative, but just getting used to and introduced to the characters in the world. And I'm sure Volume 2 is going to hit the ground running because we've had this set up here in Volume 1. But his writing was stellar, and I really, really found that the most enjoyable part of my experience with this. But for the closing here, this Volume 1, Nightfall, it's mysterious and gripping. Nightfall by Daniel Barnett drips with gorgeously dark prose. Volume 1 is just the tip of the iceberg to a story much larger, lurking in the shadows of this chaotic, sunless landscape. If you're into post-apocalyptic, and it is short, it was only 140 pages or so. So if there are, I don't know if I said this already, but there are supposed to be 12 volumes planned for this. Daniel has the first 5 written already, and he's going to be releasing the first 5 2 months apart. This came out in May. Volume 2, called Lullabies, comes out August 4th. It might be available for pre-order already on Amazon. I'm not sure. But the first 5 will be 2 months apart, and then I think he's still working on the other entries to the series. But they are short. It sort of reminds me of the serialized version like Stephen King did with The Green Mile. You get some little snippets here and there. And what I would like to see, once it's all said and done, it all collected in like a big, thick hardback. Yeah, this is definitely a grand, or the beginning of a grand and epic story that I feel like we are all in for as the readers. So yeah, this was super fun, super dark. But the writing was definitely top-notch. I gave Nightfall by Daniel Barnett 4 stars. And I'm really, really looking forward to Volume 2, Lullabies. I do think I'm getting an ARC for that as well. Daniel had requests for those up the other day on Twitter. So fingers crossed for that one. But if I don't get it, I'm definitely going to be buying Volume 2 when that comes out. So yeah, again, thanks to Daniel for sending this my way. I really appreciate it. 4 stars for Nightfall, Nightmareland Chronicles Volume 1. If you're into post-apocalyptic, dark, sort of mysterious things going on, this is definitely one you should check out. But that's all I have to say about the book. I did want to mention, I usually don't talk about things in the videos other than the reviews, but I am getting close to 500 subs. I think I've got like 489 or 490, something like that. So thank you to everybody who have subscribed, who likes, who comments. I really appreciate it. I sort of like the community that we are building here together. It's been a lot of fun, and I love interacting with everybody and making new friends, whether you have your own channel or just a commenter. It's been a lot of fun. I am planning to do something for when I hit 500 subscribers. I think I'll put out a video talking more about that probably on Saturday. But again, thank you all for spending your time with me. Definitely check out Nightfall by Daniel Barnett. I don't think you will be let down by this one. I was highly, highly impressed. Thanks for spending your time with me today. Again, my name is Brad, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.